So anyways, we had a great meeting tonight for H.O.G. It was really, really good. Um, we said goodbye to our friend Jester, who he's leaving for Canada because he got married and he's moving up towards the Ontario area. And so we shared some memories of him today, and some of our people put a scrapbook together of all the stuff that the rides and stuff he did. And he actually just got the name Jester because he showed up in a Jester outfit on his Harley one time, which was, I saw the picture, that's really cool because this was before I joined. So it was really cool. He's the guy who he always had a joke he would tell. I had to switch cameras. This one's got a little better picture resolution. So anyway, we said goodbye to Jester, and I told him right out. I says, well, I'm getting my passport, because I got that in the works. I says, so when I take my trip up to Canada, once I get my bike and I ride up there, I says, see about looking you up. So he's like, yeah, and he says, well, I'm still going to be a member of this chapter. He says, and I'm still going to come down in the summer. And he says, I'm definitely going to lead my pie run next year, because they do a pie run every year. It's called Jester's Mystery Pie Run, and they go so many different places. You don't know where you're going to end up. So, and then yeah, we were just sitting there talking, and tonight was our cookout. We had our July cookout, so we had it over at the clubhouse, and it's nice because a lot of times we'll have our meetings over at the American Legion Hall, and so tonight we had at the clubhouse, and our sergeant still is our sergeant at arms, I guess. He's also taken on the position of vice president of our chapter, which is another term for it is assistant director. But he's also still our sergeant at arms. His name is Joe, and that's how we don't get each other mixed up. I'm Joseph. That's me. That's what it says on my birth certificate. I don't go by the name Joe. Maybe as a kid, yeah. But I don't go by the name Joe or Joey. My birth certificate says Joseph, so that's what I go by. But yeah, so his name is Joe, and he works for the Milwaukee Police Department for the last 19 years, and really good guy. He's our vice president of our chapter and our sergeant at arms, and he actually was the one who did all the cooking tonight. We had burgers and we had hot dogs, and he made his mystery recipe of fried onions with he won't give nobody the recipe on how he does it, but they were really good. It's like a fried onion sauce type thing, and I think I figured out a couple of the ingredients in it because I know what I could taste. So, but yeah, we did good, and then we discussed club business and our runs coming up, and we got some stuff coming up at the dealership, and they're having a demo ride over at our dealership. Harley's bringing out some of their new bikes over there. Last week they did it down at the Harley Davidson Museum, and as you know, yours truly here, I took out 3 bikes there, and I took out a 2017 Ultra Classic. It's actually an Ultra Classic Limited. I took out a 2017 the hell was it? A Softail Deluxe, and I took out a 2017 Softail Slim, and they were all good bikes. The Ultra Classic was a hard toss up between the Ultra Classic and the Softail Deluxe. But I talked to several members tonight, about what type of bike I should kind of get, and what the heck is it? Because I'm kind of leaning towards an Ultra Classic, but I also still like the Softail Heritage. And excuse me. See, I yawn every time I go on camera. Don't know why. But we were talking because one of the trips that's on my list of places to go, as you know, I've been talking about it online a lot, is Sturgis, and I'm planning on it for 2019. And it's usually in August or September, somewhere in there of the year. And so I talked to a couple people who won on there. Like, we got a guy, his nickname is Colonel. He was, I think he was a full bird colonel in the military. You know, hence he's always saluting, you know, the flag and this and that. So, you know, I'm assuming that he was a full bird colonel, you know, instead of a lieutenant colonel, which is not a full bird. A lieutenant colonel is actually before you get your full promotion to colonel. But they says he stayed at a place somewhere down there. Excuse me. At a place somewhere down there by Sturgis, which was like 10 minutes away. It was like some type of cabin or bread and tongue twister. Bed and breakfast type place. There we go. Finally got it right. So, and they says it wasn't really expensive, you know. So they told me to talk to him about where he stayed. And then a couple other people, you know, said they went down to Sturgis, you know, once or twice. And then we had a couple of our other members who were talking about, you know, some other places to go. Because I was talking, you know, I was watching some videos online, and some of the guys said, well, yeah, you can go down to, when you go down to Sturgis, you can go down to Custer National Park, which is named after General Custer. And you can go over to Mount Rushmore and the Buffalo Chip, and which I guess, from what I was told, the Buffalo Chip is like just one big field that they use as a campground, and it's basically just a big party area outside of Sturgis. And this video I was watching is says that literally people, it doesn't get quiet till like 6 in the morning, and then not really even then, because you got people getting up, going back to the rally, and you know. And when I was talking to him at my chapter meeting tonight about Buffalo Chip, he says, yeah, that's just one big field they rent out, and you know, it's just a big party place basically. So, and you know, that's part of the reason why I go to these meetings too, is even though I don't have a bike yet, is, you know, to learn from some of these guys who went on trips. And I was even talking with our president of our chapter, also known as the director, and he says, you know what, he said, there's nothing wrong with it. He says, so you don't have a bike just yet. He says, you know, you're getting a jump on this too. You're you know, talking with some of the people who went on long runs and this and that. He's like, so when you get your bike, he says, you'll be ready to go. And then I was talking with one of our road captains. Actually, I was talking with our head road captain. And he says we were talking about Sturgis, so he says he's been a lot of different places, you know, but he's never been to Sturgis before. Oh, excuse me. And he says, when I told him I was thinking about going down there in 2019, you know, it's on my list. And he says, well, when you go, he says, let me know. He says, I'll ride down there with you. He says, well, we'll talk to Colonel about the place that he stayed at, you know, find out where that is. And so I guess that's only like 10 minutes from Sturgis. But yeah, that's cool. You know, I'll go down there with the head road captain, you know. But yeah, you know, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know why I'm so tired. But yeah, I don't know. I liked it, you know. Nice meeting today, and food was great. I had 2 burgers, 2 hot dogs. You know, it was really good. We had a couple new members who were joining. They're actually friends of some of our current members, and they come from where the heck did they say? I forgot where they said they come from, but it's, you know, it's a little bit of a distance. So they came down to check out our chapter meeting, and they were guests tonight, and they're joining. So we had a couple new people who joined that. We had a couple of people who joined at last month's meeting, so they were there again tonight, and we got a fairly large chapter. Not everybody can make every meeting, because of work and other things, but yeah, I don't know. I just, like I said, I had fun, and talked to a lot of different people about different places to go. And I says another place I like to go is I like to go down to Tennessee, the Pigeon Forge, Smoky Mountain area. And some of our members told me, if I go down there, make sure you ride the Dragon's Tail, which apparently is a long, winding road. So, well, I'll give that a try. And then our president of our chapter says, he says there's another place you can go too. It's out in California. It's like on the east side of it. And he says it's really winding. He says it's even longer and more winding than the Dragon's Tail. He said it makes the Dragon's Tail look like a Sunday afternoon ride or something. I think that's the way he put it. But hey, I'm going out there and check it out. Like I said, I just want to ride. And then we had an older couple, because we got some older couples in our chapter too. Some really old people in their 70s and 80s who ride. And one lady says they went down to Arizona. They actually drove down, many years ago, and they didn't take their bike or nothing. But I says, well, when we were talking about Arizona, I said, well, Arizona is another place that's on my list of places to go. Excuse me. Maybe that'll wake me up. But there's all different kinds of places I want to go. I want to go, to go from Milwaukee down to Chicago, where Route 66 starts. And here's what's interesting. A lot of people have heard of Route 66, okay? But unless you do your research on it, it doesn't tell you much. See, Route 66 has been ripped up and redone for many, many years. If you watch this documentary, and I'll see if I can find it, post it. It talks about how Route 66, come down through Chicago, and then, went out towards the west. And then later they redid it where it come down to Chicago, came down through St. Louis. Instead of curving like this, right here, it come down even more and then curve, and then they redesigned the road, different things. So today it's kind of hard to pick up where the original Route 66 was before they ripped it up and redid it. And then there's a part of Route 66 that they said that you used to be able to ride over. I think it's somewhere around Missouri or something. I think it was a bridge, and you can't go over the bridge now because it's no longer accessible to drive. It's just for walking over, So now they redesigned this again, so you gotta go around. So, but yeah, I want to go come down through Milwaukee into Chicago, get on Route 66. Go out west to California, and there's many famous highways that I want to ride on out there, such as the 405, which is traffic congested from what I heard. There's the 101, which is also, I think that's also known as, no, 101's different than State Road 1. So you got the 405, you got the 101, and then you got the Pacific Coast Highway, which is also known as California State Highway 1. That's one that rides all along the coastline. And that's something I'm interested in. I want to ride all along the coast and just, you see everything along the coast and the bay, and, from Los Angeles to San Francisco to San Diego to Oakland. Actually, I think, San Diego's further down than Oakland. But, I want to ride it. You never know. Might ride all the way down to just before the border of Mexico. Now, really, to be honest, I don't have any interest in ever really going to Mexico. I'm not interested. I can't see why people want to go down there and vacation and this and that, especially with the way that from what I hear, the water's so contaminated and this and that. Not interested. So, but you know what? Just for the hell of it and shits and giggles, I might just take my passport with it and tell the border agent at the border when I get down there towards Tijuana or whatever, somewhere around there, tell them, hey, I've never been to Mexico. I really have no interest in going there, but just for shits and giggles, I'd like to have you stamp my passport. I'd like to cross into Mexico and then turn around and come right back across the border into America. That way I can at least say, hey, I've been to Mexico. But yeah, to be honest, I really got no interest in going down there. What do I need that for? More interested that a place that I'm interested in going is I'm interested in going the opposite direction, north into Canada. I've always wanted to go to Canada. I don't know why. I've heard they got cleaner water, they got better fish. It's supposed to be absolutely beautiful up there. I got friends who go up there fishing. I got a friend and chapter member who's moving up there. From what I hear, it's just absolutely beautiful. So, and then another place I want to go is eventually I want to go over to Europe. Now, I don't know if I'm going to have my bike shipped over there once I get it and I do go, because that probably costs a lot for shipping. Even though Harley's got this program where they work with a shipping company and it's supposed to be a lot cheaper to ship your bike over there. The only way I'd probably do that is if I could get a really good deal, and that's if I was part of the H.O.G mileage recognition program. Because for every so many thousand miles you ride, you get recognized for it, and you get like special gifts and this and that, and like rocker patches. Like some people got a rocker patch that says 5,000 miles. Some got 10,000 miles. Some people really go out of the way. They got like 100,000 miles. But I don't know if I'll ever hit 100,000 miles riding. But you know what? If I ever go to Europe, I can always rent a Harley over there. And the nice thing about going over there is we got H.O.G chapters over there too. In Poland, over in Warsaw, we got them over in over in Germany. I think Berlin's got a chapter. I know Hamburg's definitely got a chapter, and I've always wanted to kind of see Germany too. I don't think Israel has one. I've been looking online and I can't find one for Israel. But you know what? What the hell? Maybe I can talk to some people over there and we can get them a chapter started, But I definitely want to go to Poland and ride with their chapter, I like to go to Germany, ride with their chapter. Definitely want to go to Israel. That's more for my religious beliefs in that, and go to the Holy Land and go through Bethlehem, go through Jerusalem, and then eventually, I want to go to Russia too. Russia's got several chapters. They got the first Moscow chapter. They got the Red Square chapter. They got the St. Petersburg chapter. Siberia. Now I don't know what the heck is going on. Last I knew, Siberia was part of Russia, but now they're saying Siberia split away and it's its own country. But either way, Siberia's got a chapter too. So the only difference is a lot of these places are all spread out. Like Moscow. I think Moscow is more closer to the German side, where Siberia and St. Petersburg and that are a little further east, you know. But then again, of course, you know, I could always ride up to Alaska. I could ride up to Alaska, and I could take a ferry or a boat across from Alaska to Russia. You know, can't be that much to put a bike that way, because I mean, it's only 40 minutes, you know, going from a point in Alaska to right across to Russia. The only difference is you're not hitting like a major city. You're hitting, like, according to what I found online, you're hitting like small farm community and rural areas, you know. So, but yeah, you know, I just like to go ride, you know, say, hey, I at least did it. I went there, you know. And I already have trips planned out, you know, with the Harley Davidson map rider planner thingy. You can plan destinations, you know, go from this point to this point. It's kind of like GPS basically. And with the exception that it doesn't actually go turn by turn with actually telling you. You got to print out your turn by turn, I think. But I got I got a route saved going from Warsaw to Berlin, you know, certain points in there, or going from what the heck is it? Warsaw down to, I think, Posen, Poland, where Kosciuszko was, you know. And then I think I got a route going from Warsaw to Moscow. I think that's like a 9-hour round trip ride. So I think I gotta look again, but yeah, there's so many places I want to go to and I want to ride, and so many places in America here I even want to go to and ride too. You know, just to sightsee. You know, go to like Wyoming and Montana and Tennessee, and you know, eventually, like I was saying online, I want to go from Milwaukee to Chicago through Route 66 to California. I've probably follow the Pacific Coast Highway on down, and then come through Arizona. Okay, because I always wanted to go to Arizona too. There's a special place in Arizona I want to go to, and then, or actually a few places in Arizona I want to go to, and then go up to Colorado, because that's Air Force City. You know, a lot of that state has to deal with the Air Force. And since I'm a Civil Air Patrol member, which is part of the U.S. Air Force, you know, there's certain things I want to see over there. And then I want to go I'd probably want to go from there to New York. So I always want to take a trip from California to New York, you know, coast to coast. So, yeah, probably go from California, Colorado Springs to New York, and then once I get to New York, you know, ride around Manhattan and New York City, and you know, so many different places to see up there. You know, just right around there, and then go over to Jersey, you know, and go right around where the boardwalk is. You know, I don't know, there's something about Jersey and the boardwalk that I've always liked. Kind of like California. There's something about California and the Santa Monica Pier that I've always liked. Can't figure it out. But yeah, there's just a lot of traveling I want to do. So I think when I decide to take that trip, that would probably be a good, they want to say a good 3 weeks to a month trip. You know, just cruising around America. But for that, yep, I would. I'd have to put some serious money away. Probably something like 20 grand or something. You know. Definitely take my sleeping bag and a tent along. You know, in case you can't find, you know, hotel or motel places to stay. You know, there's lots of places, especially along Route 66. Lots of places you can camp out, and you know. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. But like I was saying, some of this stuff I was discussing with my H.O.G chapter, you know. So, now I'm gonna talk to some of these, you know, talk more to some of these people who've actually done these routes or done these trips and see what they recommend, you know. But yep, that's my idea. So, anyways, when I was at my chapter meeting too, we were talking about different types of bikes, and one of the guys there says, we were talking about, you know, chrome on bikes. And he says, do you know how to polish chrome? And I says, nope. He says, I've never had to do it before. He says, do you have a girlfriend? I said, nope. He says, get a girlfriend. Let her do it. And then we were sitting there talking, and he says, because I says, well, the last time I had a girlfriend, well, let's put it this way, I should have bought a Harley instead. And everybody at the table started laughing, even some of our female members. And then they were talking about these trips, and they says, you know, he says, when you got a wife or a girlfriend or something, he says, the trip is much better. So these are our old shirts that we've gotten over the years. It's a nice color logo on there with the H.O.G. This is the way Harley redesigned it. You know, their H.O.G logo with our chapter rocker. You know, when Harley, the original H.O.G logo looked nothing like this. You know, back in 1983 when it came out in January. H.O.G Harley Owners Group is as old as I am. Actually, it's a couple months or a few months older than I am, because H.O.G officially came out in 1983 of January. I was born in October of 83, so this chapter is still as old as I am, or I'm as old as this chapter, whatever way you want to say it. But I'm going to get myself a 1983 rocker, though, for my collection, even though I wasn't a member at that time. I'm going to get one for my collection, though, because it's something very special to me that it's the year I was born that this was created. But the original H.O.G logo, the logo on the back of my jacket, the eagle's looking the other way. He's looking to the right. Later on, Harley redesigned this with the eagle looking to the left. And if you look at some of the patches, some of the big patches, they got like I can't remember which one has which, but one of the patches has 4 talons on each foot, and the other patch has 3 talons on each foot. Kind of like this one. This one's got 3. I can't remember if it's the big patches that got 3 or the big patches that got 4. But the little patches, the smaller ones, one of them has the opposite, is what I'm getting to. But this is the old shirt that we had. And then here is the new ones that just came in for our chapter. 30 years of riding. As you can see, they didn't, they used pretty much, tried to go with the same color of the shirts. Mine might be a little more faded because, I've had it for a while and it's been washed, But as you can see, this was the color logo on the old one. And then the rocker here, okay. On the new one, here's the rocker, and they added the shield in, the Harley Davidson shield here, which was kind of cool. And then they added, of course, you got the eagle again, but they did it all this color instead of in color. Then they added this on here. It stands for Milwaukee Northwest H.O.G. So, and you can be a member of as many chapters as you want. So I thought this was really, really cool. I got myself a shirt. Same thing on the front. The front of this, the logo is the same color as this. It's not in color. So, just glad I got the new shirts that came in. I'm just waiting on the new flags, the new anniversary flags. And the mounting bracket I got is set up for, well, I don't have it yet. It's coming in with the flag. It's going to be set up for a touring bike with a trunk on it. So, and the trunk's going to have like a rack, But if I don't get a bike with a trunk, then what I'll do is I will just switch out the mounting bracket for the flag, and still fly the flag. But yep, these are the new ones. And this is something that's overlapping. This is our current shirt that we're using. See, it's got the color logo. And then here is the new shirt. It's got, oh, I already got dog hair on it. But it's got the new logo there, so. This is the patch on the back of my vest. As you can see, it's in full color, and if you look, the eagle's looking to the right. This is the actual logo I like, and this one's got 3 talons. So then obviously it's the small patch that's got, the eagle's got 4 talons. And if you look at this here, you got H.O.G, H-O-G, okay? The O is a motorcycle tire with spokes. I'm going to show you something, how they redesigned this when the eagle looks the other way. If you look at here, see they got rid of the O with the tire and they put in the shield on this one. Even on my current shirt. Well, these are the new current shirts now, but on my current shirts before these ones came in, it had the same thing, the shield, when the eagle looks to the left. On the old ones, when the eagle looks to the right, the shield's not here. It's the motorcycle tire with the spokes, which I like too. That was old school. That's why I kept the one on the back of my vest. These are all the new ones. All their new logos look like this. But I still buy the old patches to put on too, which you can still use. And you know, I like it. You know, I'm old school. That's how I am. I like traditions.